Hey, it's Cherith Fluker. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about something, of course, surrounding self-care, because I'm always talking about self-care because it is so important, especially these days, because it's just crazy out here. So it is important for us to be focusing on our own self-care. What I want to talk about today is bought self-care. You may be wondering, what is bought self-care? Well, if you stick around, I'll let you know. So bought self-care is any self-care that you pay for. Those things like spa days, fancy trips, fancy restaurants, any of those things that you pay money for. I don't want you to press stop on the video because this is not going to be bashing those things, because I absolutely love a good spa day. Nothing against it. But what I want to talk about is the fact that you have to do more than just bought self-care to experience true self-care. If you think about it, that's why our spas and our nail salons and all of those things that make you feel good are still in business, because we're always needing to be made to feel good, because we're not really getting to the root of what the problem is. True self-care is you focusing on what it is that's getting you to the point where you need the spa day, where you need the large glass of wine, where you need the getaway for 5 to 7 days because you just need to get away from everybody and everything. We need to focus on what is causing us to get to that point. That is what's going to help us to experience true self-care. I have talked about on my blog and on this channel so many things that we can do to experience true self-care. Simple things like saying no to things that we really don't want to do and things that are overwhelming us. Things like not bringing work home to work on, knowing that we have stuff to do when we get home also. Now, I know that there are exceptions to that rule, and I know that there are times when you absolutely must bring your work home. I get it. I am a teacher. I have lived that life for a really long time, but I think that we need to try to be as intentional as we can about limiting those types of behaviors so that we're not always feeling so stressed out and overwhelmed and overworked and bitter. I think that we need to do small things every day in the name of self-care. If that's something like waking up a few minutes early just so you can have a moment to yourself, having a cup of coffee outside alone, just listening to the birds chirp. That's my personal fave. If we're doing things like leaving our work stuff at work and just, it'll be there when I get back, because it always is. And most of the time when I bring things home from work, it usually doesn't even make it out of the car. Anyway, we just want to be really careful about, or really intentional about doing things that cause us to get to that space. Another example is unforgiveness. You probably have no idea how difficult it is to carry unforgiveness in your heart. And that's why I talk about it so much, because that's one of those things that we don't really pay attention to that really cause us to get to those really low places, those places where we're depressed, overwhelmed, bitter, frustrated, things like that. So we just really want to make sure that we are focusing on those things and not just trying to buy self-care that really isn't going to help. Now, again, don't get me wrong. There is a place for bought self-care. I am a proponent of therapy. I'm a proponent of spa days. I'm a proponent of wine days. I think that it is important for us to do those things that make us feel good in moderation. But we have to know that we cannot massage away our problems. We cannot drink away our stressors. We cannot travel our way away from our lives. All of that stuff is going to be right here when we get back. So I really want to talk about, I guess, balance, because we have to balance that bought self-care with that real self-care. If you have been following my blog, and I'll leave a link down below if you haven't visited it, I want to make sure that you know that I have resources there to help you really focus on self-care. So some people may be like, you're a teacher, what do you know about self-care? I know because I've been there. I've been there where I tried to spa my troubles away, travel my troubles away. And you know what? That stuff was right here waiting on me when I got back. I walked around with bitterness in my heart for people that have done me wrong. Those things get in the way and they sabotage your opportunities for success. And they also get in the way of you being your best self. You owe it to yourself to practice self-care regularly. You owe it to yourself to put you first. You owe it to the people around you that you say that you love so dearly to practice self-care regularly and to make a routine and to nourish that routine. Sometimes you have to say no to things that cause you to become bitter towards someone that asked you to do it, that keeps you from doing the things that you truly want to do, and that make you feel, for lack of better words, some type of way. My goal on this channel and on my blog is for you to be your best self. I want you to be unapologetic about putting yourself first. I was reading something on Facebook the other day that someone posted a meme that said you need to practice telling people no, and it started with, "I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to do that." I want to take that a step further. I want you to take out the "I'm sorries." There's no need to apologize for putting yourself first. Why are we made to feel bad? Why are we made to feel guilty for putting ourselves first? If we don't take care of ourselves, y'all, who's going to do it? We have to put ourselves first. And it's not selfish, and I'll tell you why. Because if you are burnt out, drained, overwhelmed, angry, bitter, then you are no good to the people around you. So I really want you to focus on putting yourself first. Remember, bought self-care is not all of the answer. That's one part of it. So please enjoy your spa day. I need to go get my nails done right now. Enjoy that time. Do those things that make you feel good, but don't overlook the true problem. Don't overlook whatever it is that is keeping you from living your best self-care life. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. If you liked what you heard on the video today, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like and share it with a friend.